Hi, this is Kate from Izzalicious Designs, and today I'm going to show you how to make Poison Ivy from the Batman series. So the colours you're going to need are caramel, a light pastel green. I'm using also the Persian green, the green and gold from Rainbow Loom. And in the mixed pastel pack you had the light green, pastel green for skin, but also the darker sort of pastel, which I'm using for the ivy leaves. I'm using two mini pony beads. They're a size 4 by 7mm, and I'm actually using the Lucky Loom caramel for her hair because I feel that it's just a little bit more on the reddy orange side rather than the browny side. Single loom, offset configuration. Your columns 1 and 3 are slightly lower than column 2. The arrow is facing towards you. If you don't have an arrow, it's the open part of the peg facing towards you. I'm using Crafty Ladybug's technique for hair, for the back of the head, and we're going to be double banding, which means you take 2 bands and you place them on the peg together as if they were one. Oops, these are all a bit tangly. Now normally we would come down here, and we will, but we're going to do one extra here first, and then our 2 either side. Push them all down. Take a single and place that across here as a crossover band, and do the same above, like that. Now I want to do her long hair, so I'm going to take a single caramel band and wrap it once and twice, and I'm going to slide onto single. I don't want it really thick, and I want it's sort of curly and wavy, so if I use single bands instead of double bands, it will be sort of a bit higgledy-piggledy, which is kind of the effect that I'm hoping to get. It's very difficult to do sort of curly hair or whatever using loom bands. This is the only way I really feel that we can do it. It sort of goes a bit higgledy-piggledy. So I've done just a little chain here. I've used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with an end cap. I'm going to take this crossover band off, and I'm going to put my first little chain here. So lift this off and slide that on and replace. I'm going to do a couple more. I want at least 4. So let's do another one. And when I say 4, I want 2 each side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll place that here too. So she's got 2 for this side, and we'll do 2 for the other side. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do the other one on here too. 1. Oopsie. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. let's place those on the other side here. Make sure you have them on your hook like that. Replace those bands. Now the strands of hair can just hang down, that's fine. Replace our crossover band like that. I'm going to use a skin tone band as an end cap here. Her skin is pastel green, so we'll take a single band, wrap it once and twice and pop that here. Now we're going to go under that skin tone band and grab the caramel and loop up. We're going to grab, if you have a look here, the top two, and they go to the left, and the next top two go to the right. I then am going to pick the hair out of the way. These will go up the centre. We're going twice up the centre, once and twice, and then once on each side, with the bottom two bands only. Okay, so one set and two. There we go. Get the hair out of the way. Now we're going to lay the bands for her face. As I said, she's got green skin, and we're double banding, two bands. We're starting here in the middle because we don't want to go above her hairline. Two there, two, her jaw. I don't have room on my pegs. Push down. Now I'm only going to use two for her neck because I already have this one behind here for her neck. I'm going to do a single as a crossover band here. Take another single and twist it once, twice, three times. That's going to go here for her eyes. I'm threading my eyes on using my 2.75 crochet dude hook. You can use a metal threader. I have a video on how to make one from a twisty tie. You can use floss, or you can just thread them on, whichever your choice. The beads are 7mm by 4mm. You don't have to use beads, you can use bands. Each eye equates to one band wrapped 4 times around the hook, and then you would slide them onto your skin tone band just like I've done with the beads. Split this band in two, and so that part goes above this peg here, and then that acts as a crossover band as well. I'm going to do a little bit of puffiness. I didn't with this one, but she does have this glorious sort of puffy wavy hair, so I'm just going to do a small one. I'm taking a single band, wrapping it twice. I'll take a pair and one more pair, and we'll see if we can give her a bit more puffiness to her. I'm going to pop it the loops where the eye goes, and then I'm digging down past that through the end cap and popping that here. Let's do the same on the other side. A single, wrap it once and twice, and then two doubles. There's one pair, and here's the other pair, and I'm trying to get it so that it's straightened out. Alright, let's put this here. So let's add the other puffy side to the other side of her head. Just got interrupted by a phone call. My little one is at her grandma's house, grandma and grandpa's house, and was just ringing me to say she was baking cookies. It's the sort of thing you're supposed to do at grandparents' house, isn't it? Delicious. Hope she brings me home one. Alright, here we go. So there's her puffy hair either side. Let's hope that works. Now, if you look here at her neck, you've got the two neck bands. You've got those two bands for her neck, but you've also got the end cap from the hair. We're going to put our hook down past in through the end cap, and instead of bringing it under, we're going to take it over like that and leave it on the neck. That ties in the neck. Okay, that's an important step, otherwise the back of her head is going to fall off. Alright, so let's do her shoulders and her arms. we're going to come down one here. Actually, we're going to come down more than one. We're going to come down two, like that. And we're going to come down per shoulders, like so. Now we're coming down one more either side here, like that. For her arms, I'm going to take a single band, wrap it once and twice. I'm going to slide onto a pair. That's for her hand. Now I'm going to do a couple of these Persian bands as sort of wristbands. Okay, so I'm taking a pair and I'm sliding that on like that. Okay, now what I'm also going to do is use some of those other pastel greens that I was telling you about. I'm going to wrap it once and twice onto my hook. I'm going to take a regular skin tone and slide that on like that. Then I'm going to reclaim the end. I'm going to pinch the darker green together so that I don't lose them. And I'm going to take the first one up, over and off to make a slip knot like that. Okay, now I'm going to place that with another green band as a normal band. So I'm just going to put that on the end here, and this is going on her arm, okay, as a piece of ivy that is on her arm like that. So that's 1, 2, 3. Here's our 4th pair, and she has 5 pairs for the arm. Here's our 5th pair, like that. Now I'm actually going to place it with this bit facing up, so I'm just going to take it off my hook so that it's facing the right way, like that. Okay, let's do the same for the other side. A single, wrap once and twice, a pair, and these are just little armbands for her. Okay, we take the darker, wrap once and twice, slide onto a single of the skin tone, reclaim the end, try and make it so that they're even. This is going to be the ivy. Sorry, I try and pinch them together. Take the one closest to you, up, over and off to make a little slip. It's like how we make the flowers. Okay, now before I put that on with another green, I'm going to put a pair of the Persian for her wristband. Like that. And then I'm going to take the one that I have the little flower, the little ivy leaves on, match it up with another green and slide on. That's 1, 2, 3. Here's our 4th pair. Here's our 5th pair. Make sure they're not tangled. They're not. And that's going to go on this side of her arm over here. Okay. Now, for her torso, and you can add these wherever. Like I've got one here, so if you wanted to add one, you could just take it, wrap it once and twice, lift up one of the bands here for her chest. You can add one to her chest here, and it just goes on a single band. The other one is just normal, and tie that in a little knot like that, pop it back on, slide it over her shoulder. See? And some of them might, when you're actually looping it up and take her off the loom, some of them might go to the back, or you just dig them forward with your hook. Alright, let's do her bodice. So she has 2, and we're double banding. Now for her, she's got very long legs, so I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'd be fine. Okay. I've also done so that she's got a high-waisted she's high-waisted here, so I've got 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put my pair of normal skin tone here, so I know where that finishes and starts. But then I'm going to take 2 of the Persian and stretch all the way up to there. Okay, another 2 of the Persian. They're sticky. Place that on the middle and stretch all the way up to there. And we also need to have a Persian end cap here. So wrap one band around your hook twice, which gives you 3 loops, and pop that there. I'm going to do a crossover band here, but that crossover band is going to be the lighter skin. So let's take some of the lighter skin. So that crossover band here will be a single that you stretch across like that. Here I'm going to take a single and stretch it across, and actually I'm going to twist it in a figure 8. This will be tight. They are I believe a silicone band, and they're quite tight, so I put it over 2 and I stretch it. A single here and a single here. Okay, so we need a couple more for our ivy. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put one ivy on one of these bands here. I'm going to just release some of these, so I'm going to put one ivy on this band. Okay, so take that off for the minute, and you sort of want to place them intermittently. You don't want them all sort of regimented. I'm going to put a piece of ivy here, pull it tight, and replace that there, and then replace those 2 bands. So I like to see where it's going to end up, which is why I place my bands first. Okay, so I've got a piece of ivy there. I might do a piece of ivy on one of these. So let's see if I can do that without causing too much mayhem. I'm going to release that. That was the tight one, but that's okay. I'll take one of these off. So that's the band I want to put the ivy on. Pull it tight. Stretch it across. Put this one back. And they have to go under the end cap. Okay. Now there's our ivy there. We're going to stretch that back as a crossover band. Put our other crossover band there. We can do some ivy on her legs, because she definitely has it on her arms and legs. Okay, so let's do some more for her legs. I think we'll do one for this leg. That. I'm going to do one more on this leg here. As I said, you put them wherever you like. Like that. Now let's do some shoes. Two, wrap once and twice. Slide onto, oopsie, 2, reclaim the end. Now I'm going to put some ivy there, so I'm going to wrap once and twice and move this over like so, and I'm going to slide onto 2 of the ivy coloured, just to give it a bit of a difference. So it looks like she's got vine leaves happening here on her feet, like that. I'll do the same, wrap once and twice. Let's slide that onto 2, pushing it up a bit, 2, once and twice. Slide these over so that it's in the middle, like that, and another 2 of the ivy. Reclaim the end, angle your foot, that can go there. Alright, so let's see what we have here. We have feet, we have some ivy, we have a bodice and a bodysuit, we have arms, we have legs, we have hair. I think we're good to go. So let's start down at the feet. Push past those bands and find those 2 skin tone, the pastel green, and loop up. Now I want to loop up all the way to here, okay, all the way to here, because then when I dig down here and find the 2 top bands, they are. Get out. Here's my 2 top bands. Oh, they're tight because they're silicone. There we are. Pull all the way up to here. Dig past that end cap, grab the other 2 for the other side. Pull all the way up here. This is one that we're going to have to flick out when we're ready. Dig down, find those 2, and they just go here, so they don't have to stretch as far. But I wanted the bodysuit to be above her skin, as you can see. And there you see, that's how you would pull it through, but you can do it after the fact as well. Dig down, find those last 2 Persian bands. I really hope they don't break on me. Pull down, pull the loop up. Now I had done some across here, but I don't think you actually need to. It looks just fine. Do the arms next so that we know we have them looped in. I hate when I forget to loop in arms. Okay, up to the neck, push down. Now we have 2 bands here we need to find. There they are. We're going to dig down here and find the top 2 skin tone, loop to the side, then the next 2. And you want to be careful with these that you're not actually picking up the band that is the end cap. Okay, you just want to get the bands that are not the end cap. Okay, we're going to take the chubby hair off, loop the 2 green, the 2 bottom green for her face, and then you can put your hair back on. Now that doesn't mean that if you wear a wig that you stand up, take your wig off and loop up and then put your wig back on. You know what I mean. loop up. I'll be sitting here in wigs. I've got my daughter's psychedelic punk wig. I could sit with that on. Now we're looking to find the bottom 2 caramel bands. Make sure you go past the bands for the eyes. You don't want those to be included. Loop up the centre and then each side. Grab 2 caramel bands to tie off with. Reclaim the end, take the 2 closest to you up, over and off, and pull tight. I'm using a metal hook to help ease her off the loom. When you have lots of bands in one place, it sometimes helps so that you don't end up with broken bands. This one is tight because this is the one where we had the double banded one, the double looped. That was very tight because it's silicone, but it basically brings her waist in, so she looks like she's got a small waist. So let's pull her into shape. I have one piece here and one piece here. Now it depends, you might want to have this one at the front. Personally, I do. So I'm going to dig my hook through and find the 3 little loops of the ivy, and I will draw them back through. Come here, you. See? You just pop them back through to the front. Move this wrist one to the front. There we are. Let's stretch her into shape a bit. I'm going to hide these tie-off bands under her hair. There's like a little pocket here. So I'm going to poke my hook through and drag those back like that, and they will just sort of stay in that little pocket. Now, as you know, she's supposed to have curly-ish wavy hair, so I'm not too worried if it looks a bit higgledy-piggledy. That's the design we're going for. Pull it so that the end caps don't show too much in front of her green. So like that. Now the other thing I did for mine was have a little necklace around her neck, and you just take a single band, loop it on itself and pop over her head if your fingers don't go silly. Hair out. Well, not literally. That'd be bad, okay? So there's her little necklace. I have there's a playlist for tips and tricks, and if you have difficulty with the feet, or if you want to add a mouth, have a look at that playlist because they show you how to do both. I tend to not put mouths on my characters, but if you would like one, in my tips and tricks it will show you how to add a mouth, and if you've had trouble following me with the shoes, it will also show you how to do shoes. But there we have Poison Ivy. I hope you enjoy making her, and I look forward to seeing how yours turn out. Take care.